If, get it, you were like me, then you probably saw this movie being advertised everywhere, before, during, and after it came out. There were the commercials on TV, the trailers at the end of the movies, ads online, also sponsored commercials with brands like IHOP and Food Network for some reason. I swear, you could not get away from this thing. With all this publicity and promotion, you would assume that this movie would have to be good, right? Well, in case you didn't know, I'm Inviso Bill, and this is the Sardonic Speedrun. Here we go. A girl moves back into an old home of hers before going to visit her dad, who likes to dance around and pretend he isn't dying, even though he is.
Sometimes life doesn't always have to be fun.
Apparently, neither does this movie. So, the dad has a heart problem, and he is slated to have surgery for said heart problem. But like, don't worry about that, it's literally not that important and won't come up again until the third act of the movie. Upon returning home, this girl named B finds a camcorder and heads out for a bit before she gets the feeling she's being followed. Ooh, what could it be? A mysterious person runs into her apartment building up the stairs while trying to get more information about what she saw. A creepy old lady comes out of nowhere and tells her that it's past her bedtime and she needs to go away. The next day, she goes to visit her dying dad, but is stopped by Not Russell from Up, and he must have got the Edward Elric treatment or something because he can't use his arm or his leg. B goes to her dad's medical room, only to see that he made a bedsheet rope and escape. Except not really, he was hiding in the closet and his daughter is very unamused. Later that night, B starts stalking a strange man and a bug girl before watching the man climb over a fence. After breaking and entering into a different little girl's room, we are introduced to Grimace, a McDonald's mascot from a time when both the restaurants and the customers were high on shrooms. Apparently, this big purple carpet made the sleeping little girl cry for an hour. Wait, he did what?
You know how hard it is to cry for an hour.
After this little trespassing stunt, which is nothing to sneeze at, the man breaking into people's houses escapes, and when B turns around, she faints from seeing a bug girl. Fluffy Thanos then proceeds to make yet another little girl cry, before this bubbly little British buttercup offers her a cup of tea that she immediately declines. They then tell her that they're ifs, and I'm not gonna explain what an if is, so don't ask me to. They also explain what they were doing in that little girl's room.
Sort of a matchmaking agency. To help ifs find new kids.
A place where other imaginary friends try to find homes for themselves after not having a kid anymore, with a main character named Blue that is always causing some form of trouble for the kid that's trying to find the other ifs a home. This seems like such a familiar concept, such a familiar premise. If only I could put my finger as to where I've seen this before. Oh well, Cal, his name is Cal by the way, says that it's time for her to leave, but Purple Haze over here tells him to cut her some slack because she's just a kid.
I'm not a kid.
Yeah. B goes to visit the kid I literally forgot about at this point, and only to find him not there in his room anymore. I guess the writers forgot about him too. But don't worry about that, because B sees one of the ifs and follows it. Yeah, there's no way this 8-foot walking, talking piece of Dryerland could ever fit in that small cart. I refuse to accept that.
You're just a kid.
I really hope that they aren't gonna beat this girl over the head with the whole "you're just a kid" thing throughout the remainder of the film, because that's gonna get real old real fast. B goes back to her house to confront Green Lantern about her disdain for the ifs.
I wanted to stop.
Sorry, we still have an entire hour and 13 minutes left of this, and if I have to suffer, so do you. Pac-Man Eyes over here explains how B can help, and by doing so, everything will return back to normal. Oh no, they dragged poor Ratatouille into this thing. Wait, is that Banana Joe? The CEO of Mint Mobile takes B to an abandoned amusement park, where they walk around the Foster's retirement home for unimaginative characters, and look for an if called Lewis. After finding Fozzie Bear, Elizabeth makes Deadpool play a quick round of Don't Tap the White Tiles, while she uses her Jobu Tubaki-style Lucy powers of imagination to remake the retirement center. Later that day, she goes to visit her dad and runs into this kid again, both of which are characters I constantly forget are in this movie. Not Russell from Up tells B that he thinks his mom sabotaged hospital equipment because she doesn't trust the media. Okay. B then solicits her matchmaking service to this kid who is basically a half vegetable as she conducts the very first if interview to find an if's a new kid. She tries to match him with Remy, doesn't happen. She tries to match him with Dogman from Captain Underpants, it doesn't happen. She tries to match him with a thing that I don't even care enough to give a clever name. Surprise, surprise, it doesn't happen. Michael Scott tries to kill the coolest kid, a character in this movie, before he gets immediately rejected by the live adaptation of Edward Elric. After failing so many times with this kid who obviously wants a dragon and not whatever the hell this thing is supposed to be, B and Ted take an excellent adventure down memory lane. Turns out that the British bug girl if is actually B's grandma's, so B and the other ifs make a plan to get her Meemaw to remember her. Not sure if it worked, it's kinda vague to be honest. This guy, that looks like a less stylish version of me, gives B a folder and leaves, and it's at this point where the plot shifts from getting the ifs new kids to helping them reconnect with their original kids by making them remember who they are, and the first step in this plan involves getting a small girl to meet up with an older man in a public bathroom and have him use his imagination with her. Literally, what could go wrong with this plan?
Moving pretty quick there. Why don't you have a seat right over there?
You know, somehow the destruction of private property wasn't the worst outcome in this scenario, given the events leading up to it that I just described. After the bathroom fiasco, Evan Almighty's kid eats a... and everything is better. Except not really, because B's dad might be dying, I think? It's kinda unclear. B tells her comatose dad a literal sob story, and now he's awake. B wants to thank Free Guy for helping her, but when she goes to his room, it's revealed to be empty. Turns out Calvin was B's IF the whole time. Kinda saw that one coming with this kid who said absolutely nothing to Detective Pikachu when he was standing like 3 feet away from him. But I guess the ending was nice, I think. You know what? This movie was okay. Not spectacular and not terrible. It was a decent enough movie. Wasn't worth all the attention and commercials though. Thanks to all 1,256 of you for watching. Like and subscribe for more.